So I've been trying to figure out like a way of doing this video that's like real creative, and I don't want to fucking spend a bunch of time like trying to make something that's more like an advertisement than just something that showcases what's going on. And if you're not a mechanic, you probably do not care about this. But if you are a mechanic and you're a mobile mechanic, this involves you, and you should probably be pretty pissed about it. But here, let me show you and you decide.
Dude, he only wants cash, so I mean, it's very. If I was you, I would just do a payment advance on your credit card. Okay. Or I mean, if you have 1220 cash, or you can.
I have the message where he said.
Right.
I don't know.
I get where you're coming from. That's the thing.
Pretty black and white.
Right. But he can change his mind at any time and say, "Hey, I did work on your car. I want cash."
And legally, because it was my understanding, as speaking to my lawyer prior to this, that as long as I pay him and have the ability to pay him, that I should be able to get my car.
And that's why if you all can't come to an agreement, you're just going to end up in small claims court.
That is.
Yeah.
It is. So,
yeah.
So if I just go take my car right now, what's going to happen?
Well,
they say you'd put a mechanic's lien on it. They say you'd put a mechanic's lien on it. They say you'd put a mechanic's lien on it. And a mechanic's lien.
Even if I send them the money?
Dude, like
you're getting into civil stuff that doesn't concern us. That's all stuff where you need to talk to your attorney. And everything about, and like, you know, what if I do this? What if I do that? Asking us is non-optional because we deal with criminal stuff. You're getting into a civil realm that doesn't concern us none whatsoever. So the person you need to talk to is the person you just got off the phone with, which is your attorney, and have him guide you through what your next what your next step should be.
You're going to be under notice at this point. I'm naming people in a complaint, okay? Because this KRS, this one right here, lien on motor vehicle storage for or repair and preparation of estimate, notice to owner. So this whole thing talks about nothing but being able to have a lien on a vehicle as long as the vehicle's on your property. Then, once the vehicle leaves your property, you file the TLS title lien statement supported by notarized statement of work and the balance on the invoice that's owed. So now you guys...
It's not an actual lien against somebody's title, it's actually taking possession of the vehicle.
No, ma'am, that's taking possession.
I mean, I know the word lien's in there, but it's actually you do.
So you're trying to tell me that lien is a different... It doesn't mean that.
Right. It's an actual process for title. I can print you out all the paperwork that has all the regulations.
I'm just trying to get you to accept the paperwork, and if you're not going to file it, I'm going to have to go and file this
in order
complaint.
to file a lien against their title, they do need the actual customer's title.
You can't do that. Like, you can't. That's not true. If you read the KRS, and it's not your job to give me legal advice, and it's not your job to act as a judge.
Procedures that we have to be abided by for us to process work. So we're abided by certain laws and procedures.
This is the law, and you guys are not going by the law.
Okay, the procedure for any law, there's procedures for every law. So if you're wanting to file a lien against somebody's title,
you don't have to have the title.
As a lien holder, it will require the title.
If the lien shall be inserted within 6 months by filing in the office of the county clerk a statement showing the amount of cost, repair, work, accessories, supplies furnished, or the cost of storage, this statement shall be filed in the same manner as provided in the case of the mechanic's materials man's lien. After the filing of the statement, the lien shall continue for 6 months or no longer unless agreed to by the customer.
Can I print you out the correct form?
You do not.
Which is possession of
No, that's not correct. That's not what. No. The KRS does not talk about. You're confused. I'm sorry, you are confused. This does not talk about taking possession of a vehicle. This is about putting a lien on a title.
Yeah, well, it's not a lien, it's the actual taking possession.
No, this says lien.
I know it says the word lien.
Oh,
I think
so
it's very
you can't
confusing,
tell me that
but-
the law is saying one thing, and because you're telling me it doesn't mean that, it means what you're
I mean,
saying.
the procedure. Let me print it out, then you can understand it.
No,
Can I
it's
do
not.
that
That's
for
not
you?
the. You've printed that before, and that's not the
Did you
correct
get
procedure.
the
This is the
mechanics
correct
lien
procedure.
Did you get that from
You,
us?
yeah, the law. That's the procedure.
Okay.
Not.
There's-
No, there is no. I'm not
sorry,
taking
you're
possession.
misunderstanding. You may want to seek the advice of.
I've had the
attorney
police
to
tell me to
help
come
you.
up here and file this lien.
I mean, is a
I have a
civil
criminal
action that you
investigation.
can-
No, it's not. This will go to civil court if I take it to civil court, but this is
Yeah.
my due process as a mechanic, and you guys are denying people this lien, and it's not right. It's not okay.
But there's two different things. What you're trying to file is like a lien holder if you borrow.
Correct.
money.
That's the
This is
type of
a-
lien. That's the type of lien. That's a lien.
This is,
Taking possession
it's
is
not a
taking
mechanic's
possession.
lien. Mechanics don't file these type of liens.
That's
of
because you
your-
guys won't let us, and it's right here in the law that you're supposed to. It's right here in the law.
I'm sorry, there's a
You're sorry that the law. I
misunderstanding.
know you misunderstand, and you're acting as an attorney and a judge by not filing my paperwork.
Yeah, well, we have to abide by procedures and laws that are given to us from the state. This is not proper. If you want to file a lien
You
against a
can't turn this
person's title,
paperwork
they have
away.
to give
This
you
is
the
your
title.
document, and this is prepared in the way that I'm supposed to by the law,
Okay,
and you're
where's
not
the
taking it.
title for the debtor?
Why would the customer give me their title?
Exactly. If they were,
So,
if they
Are you
borrowed money from
confused?
they
You are
would give
seriously
the title to
confused here.
file
This
the
is
lien.
very frustrating. Why would a customer who owes me money give me the title and the... You don't understand how
Right, because
liens
you're
work.
doing the wrong process. You're supposed to be doing the mechanic
You
lien
can't take
process.
possession of a title on a car without having the customer... Right, you have to do the notification. I'm not trying to take possession of his car.
Right.
He
But
has the
that's
car.
the process for a mechanic.
No, ma'am. The KRS 376.270 clearly states that I don't have to have the vehicle on my property, and I don't have to have the customer
We
signature.
understand the law. We understand the procedure.
No, you don't. You're not
And
going
if
by
you
it.
disagree with it, you want to go ahead and seek the.
I'm not disagreeing with the law. You're disagreeing with the law.
No, I'm not.
You absolutely are. I have read this very thoroughly through and through over the past 2 weeks.
You're interpreting it
This is
one way and
no, it's not an
it's
interpretation.
decidedly
It
another
specifically
way.
states this document number. This document. It doesn't.
That's not the document.
That
we
it
use.
specifically states in the law this document.
We're not going to be able to help you today, so you're going to have to leave.
I'm being
I would
refused
think it'd
service.
be a good
So
idea
I'm being
to seek the
refused.
advice
You're
of
refusing my
attorney.
paperwork, correct?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Your name?
Marletta Beatty.
Marletta Beatty. You will also be in the
People know
complaint.
and that we shouldn't tell you, but that's not told.
Actually, that's not true. Toya White gave me an email. To interpret the law. Is your job to interpret the law? Is your job to interpret the law?
Interpreted, and they are-
Is it your job to interpret the law, or is it your job to take paperwork and file it?
It's my job to do the procedures that are
Okay.
set forth by the state.
And you're not doing them.
Yeah,
You're
we are
not
doing
obeying. You're not
I'm
obeying the
just
law.
giving you the procedures you
No, you are. This is a civil rights violation. It's due process.
If you want to file a civil suit,
I'm going to have to, apparently. I've already got criminal action against the guy who took the car. Do you think I'm not going to continue with this? You aren't reading the law. And everyone who is denying me this paperwork is subject to up to 3 years in jail. Did you swear an oath? Did you swear an oath?
for what?
To uphold the Constitution to do this job. Are you a clerk? Are you a county clerk?
I'm a deputy county.
Are you a sworn county clerk?
Yes, I am.
So you swore to uphold the Constitution of America.
Yes.
So my due process, right, is part of that Constitution.
Right, but you're
So
not-
if this KRS says that that lien is part of my due process and you're denying me that lien, are you in fact denying me my due process?
No, because there's
Okay.
certain procedures that need to take
It's
place.
the law.
Following the-
You'll find out the procedures. You'll all have to find out because we're going to get some clarity.
We're not worried about that. You
I know, because you're personally
the advice of the attorney. We have told
you
that several
you'll
times.
personally be protected from any financial loss, but there is also fines and fees when you are a county clerk denying people their due process, and there's also jail time involved.
You're not scaring me.
I'm not trying to scare you. I want you to look at. I just want you to read the KRS.
I don't know why you haven't filed suit against the person that actually took advantage of you. But that's
Because
fine.
because they've got it's criminal. That means the Commonwealth's handling that part. But I'm supposed to just go file this lien and let it go. That's all you're supposed to have to do.
Vehicle's not done like legal records.
It is.
No, no, it's not.
I'm sorry, but it is. I'm sorry, but it's in the KRS. It is, and you're incorrect. What's a mobile mechanic supposed to do? Just mechanics are just screw you. Everything's civil. There's no protections for mobile mechanics. Is that what you're saying?
There is protection by being able to get possession of the vehicle if you still have possession.
You can't get a possession. That means steal the car. That means steal the car.
It's not stealing the car.
So you have to get a customer who doesn't want to pay you to agree to give you a title.
That's the problem. We don't need the title for a mechanic's lien.
I know you don't need a mechanic. See, she just said it. You don't need a mechanic. You don't need a title for a mechanic's lien. She just said it.
You're saying the process to file a lien.
You just said it, that I couldn't do a lien without a title. Now you're saying I don't need a title to do a lien.
There's two different processes.
This is a decision you're making based on how you feel in your feely feels.
Requires a title. Mechanic's lien is a different.
No, the TC 196, 187, TC 96, 187.
You have to follow all these steps.
Ma'am, I'm not trying to take possession of the vehicle. I need to file a lien on this title because the person has taken the security. They have taken the security. The KRS 376.270 gives me the right to that security. Yes, and that's why I get to file that lien statement. Yes, I read it. You won't.
Processes and you're very confused.
You're very confused. I have become a scholar on this for the past 2 weeks. You're wrong.
This is mechanic's lien. This is different. This is actually taking.
That's not different. It's right there, 376.270. This is not a lien. That's a sales statement. It says it right at the top.
The next page.
Okay, what's that one say? No, this is instructions. This is the document you want me to fill out. This is the incorrect document.
The instructions for you of what you need to do.
This is not a lien form. That's not a lien form.
But you're not compliant.
Is this a lien form? What does that say at the top of it, sir? Does that say title lien? That says vehicle sales. Can we all? Who supports the constituents? Who supports the citizens? Because I'm here trying to file paperwork, and you are denying me my paperwork based on the KRS.
Yeah, we have a customer here that we cannot assist. He's not agreeing with what we're telling him he needs to do for procedures, and he won't leave. He's been here, it's only his fourth or fifth time here.
Yes, I have.
Last time he was here, he was also escorted by Helpline.
Okay.
So basically what we have is a denial of law or denial of due process. It's their legal obligation to take the paperwork, and they're putting themselves as the position of attorneys or judges and telling me that, I mean, if the paperwork isn't correct, that's one thing, but they're telling me that they can't file it. And I'm not going to get into the details with you guys.
By state law, he has to have the vehicle in his possession.
That's not
Can't put a lien
true.
on it.
See, he's explaining you a law that's not true, and I have the law. They printed it out to me, and he's going to try to make it seem like what I'm saying and what's written in the law is
I've sent you
incorrect.
an email from the state.
That's
that
not.
specifically states that.
No, yeah, he can send an email.
The person at the state emailed me the exact everything needs to be done.
They sure
I've
did.
already forwarded to him. I told him if he has an issue, he needs to take it up with that person.
They sure-
But at this point, either you take it up with that person, or you got to go.
Well, no, I mean, if the police are going to escort me out, I'm waiting for that. Let's do that.
That's fine.
Is that where we're at now?
Yeah, that's what we're
Ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, brother, if you want to grab your stuff, we'll talk to you outside.
All right, man. Am I being trespassed?
We're going to make that decision. It's up to them.
Yeah.
Being trespassed?
We'll make that decision in a moment.
Okay.
Please.
Thank you.
Please, follow you back.